Burbank Congressman Adam Schiff has said the inauguration of President Joe Biden marks a new beginning. But with the nation divided after a tumultuous election, a relentless pandemic, and of course, the insurrection at the Capitol, the Congress, now controlled by Democrats, will have plenty of issues to juggle. Complicating matters, the second impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump. Congressman Schiff, you might remember, led the first Trump impeachment, and he joined us to talk about those issues and more. Thank you so much, Congressman, for being here again. It's nice to see you.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Well, at the end of President Trump's first impeachment trial, you made a prediction.
He has done it before. He will do it again. What are the odds, if left in office, that he will continue trying to cheat? I will tell you, 100%.
But did you have any idea that it would end up in what we saw on January 6th?
Well, it was all too predictable that if senators found him guilty but nonetheless voted to acquit, which was largely what happened, that you could expect Donald Trump would revert to Donald Trump, that he would try to cheat again. And that's, of course, exactly what he did. Now, we didn't foresee the other calamitous circumstances that he would have such a botched effort to combat a pandemic and 400,000 Americans would lose their lives. But it was predictable. He would challenge the election. He would claim it was rigged. He would lie about it. He would motivate crowds to incitement, to insurrection. That was all too predictable.
You were helping members put on gas masks. Are you angry at those members who did not believe and continue to tell their voters and supporters that the results of the election were not true and fair?
Yes, no, I'm furious about it. Not only did they peddle the president's big lie for weeks and weeks and weeks, but even after that failed insurrection, even after we knew people had lost their lives, they were back on the House floor pushing the same big lies about the election. It's just unconscionable. They know it's nothing but lies, and they were content to continue to push them for political reasons, for reasons of ambition. And to me, that is just the most incredible dereliction of duty.
What do you make of Mitch McConnell coming forward and saying, Donald Trump provoked this attack. Donald Trump fed them lies?
Clearly, McConnell believes that Donald Trump committed impeachable offenses. That's no guarantee, though, as we saw in the last trial, that he will vote to convict. But I hope that this result will be different this time because we have seen the pattern with this president and because the precedent that a president can try to interfere with the peaceful transfer of power, and if he's successful, become a president for life, and if he fails, be given a pass, that is not a precedent we want to see.
I know you're in conversation with your brethren in the Senate. Let's talk about the impeachment trial strategy. Tell me a little bit about both arguments. One, slow it down so that you can gather more evidence so that it is an ironclad, open and shut case, even for Trump supporters. Or B, do it quickly, get it done so the Biden administration can get on with their business.
Well, I'm going to do my colleagues who are managing this trial the favor of not being a backseat driver. I have every confidence in Jamie Raskin and his team that they'll make a decision about how big or broad a case to make, how quickly to make the case. I can tell you this, they'll be ready to go because so much of it is public. So much of it can be made through demonstration of the video of the president's incitement of that rally, the mob that descended on the Capitol, the recording of the president trying to badger the Georgia Secretary of State into helping him cheat and overturn the results in that state. I mean, so much of that evidence is very public, very graphic. They can go as wide as they need, but those senators, they're recipient witnesses themselves to the damage and the destruction.
In President Biden's inauguration speech, he made a point to talk more than once about truth, about fact. How do you go about spreading that message as a lawmaker and working with other people in Congress who might not yet be on board?
That's a very important question. And indeed, this is an echo of the first trial as well, where we talked about the importance of truth. and that what we were witnessing was an attack on the truth. The whole last 4 years of alternate facts and truth isn't truth, and all of the lies propagated by the president was so destructive. There's nothing more corrosive to a democracy than the idea that there is no truth. How do you get back to that? Well, it has to be, first of all, the priority and the policy of the new administration to go before the public in those press briefings and not do a Sarah Huckabee Sanders or Kayleigh McInerney or the rest of those who would lie to the American people every day. They need to be truthful. I'm confident that they will. Members of Congress need to uphold the truth as well. And we need to attack the problem of the dissemination of lies through social media.
It seems that the results of the 2020 election show that most Americans want to see us work together again. What's the low-hanging fruit legislatively that you and your Republican cohorts might be able to attack first? Infrastructure, what?
I think there is a huge appetite, and really always has been, for the Congress, the government, to be productive and functional, to get to yes on things. And I think the lowest hanging fruit, frankly, and it's even more than that, it's the absolute imperative, is coming together to defeat the virus. So providing the resources to ramp up vaccine manufacture and distribution and testing and tracing, to make sure that the federal government is a good partner with the states and just doesn't say, okay, it's your problem, I'm dumping this in your lap. So I think there's lots of room for bipartisan agreement and resources to help speed the vaccination of the public. After all, we all want to see schools reopen and businesses reopen, our economy and our lives go back to normal. And that really hinges on following science, using best practices, having a thoughtful, well-constructed plan to administer the vaccine and get it into people's arms. And there's lots of room for us to work together on that.
Congressman Adam Schiff from Burbank, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We appreciate it.